let me show you where the highlights are, okay, where the shine is going to be maximum, okay. So if you see the kneadable eraser, it's on the left side of the kneadable eraser. So let me just mark this portion, okay, a small circle, okay, I'm going to draw here. Very lightly draw the small circle. So this circle is going to have the shine, okay. This point is where the shine is going to be maximum, okay. So there are particular names for this shadow and the shadows that you're going to get here. That means this shadow, can you see a black area? This shadow, all these shadows have a different name for it. I will, after I complete the drawing of this one, I will tell you what are the names for each and different shadows, okay. What do you call this light, or what do you call the shine, and what do you call the shadow and the shadow? The names I will teach you, okay. So let's work on the circle. So this portion is where we are going to draw dark, okay. So shade a bit dark in this portion using HB pencil. You don't have to use the 4B pencil.
So which pencil do we have to use for this? HB?
HB, you can use HB pencil, because if you shade this very darkly, it is going to be same as the shadow. So you don't need that. So you can use your HB pencil to shade here. And this is where the blending stick comes to picture. You have to use the blending stem to blend this, or the earbuds to blend this, okay. Okay, I will shade it a bit darker, but slowly I will start shading it a bit darker. So let me start by doing a lighter shade to it. This is like the base layer. You remember layers, right? We learned layers for the lips and all. So layers are the one which gives you the 3D kind of effect. So this is like the base layer we are drawing for the sphere. Okay. After you did the base layer, over this you can go with the 4B pencil, okay, and give a bit more darker tone. You don't have to draw shade this edges, okay, only here. Just leave a small gap here, just a small gap here, okay. Look very carefully. Here you have to leave a small gap, okay, and then shade inside. Only this much portion we are going to shade. Rest all it's on blending, okay. While shading, remember you are going to shade it in one direction like this, left and right like that, okay. You don't have to color it like this. Don't do circular motion. Keep shading like this, yeah. Okay. After this, we're going to blend the whole circle, okay. Let me show you how we are going to blend, okay. So take the blending stump, okay, and then start blending these portions. Remember, you're not going to blend inside the circle. This portion, okay, we are going to leave it white, okay. Rest everywhere we are going to blend, okay. Can you see? So if you want, you can make it a bit darker also on the shadow part, this part, okay. Just give it some darker tone here. Which is the gray pencil? No, it's all are okay. Do you mean this pencil? This is actually not a pencil. This is an eraser. So it's an eraser pen. Okay. So this portion there is eraser. Rest all are normal drawing pencils. Okay. So we are done. So now one thing is missing. That is the shine part. Okay. So to give the shine part, okay, what we are going to do is you can use a kneadable eraser, okay, or an eraser pen, okay, and we are going to give the shine here, okay, because this is where the shine is. If you see here, this portion is where the shine is, okay. So we are going to give the shine. Why we are giving the shine is because the shine is the one which is indicating from where light is coming, okay. If I'm giving the shine here, that means light is falling from this direction, okay. So that is why if I will give the light shine here. If the light is falling from the top, I'll give the shine here. If the light is falling from the right, I'll give the shine here. If the shine is here, where will the shadow be? The shadow will be here on the left side, okay. So I'm giving a small shine here. So can you see? So this like looks like a 3D ball, right? Have all of you done this? Yes. So this looks like a 3D ball. The reason it looks like a 3D ball is I also started with a small circle. Okay. It's when I added these shadows, okay, at the right direction. And when I added the highlights, it looks like a 3D ball. Okay. Now when I change the angle of the light, it's going to change. Can you see the shadow changing? And it becomes an egg. What happens? Okay, let me show you that same thing with an egg also. Okay, I'm not going to shade it entirely. I'll just show you how the shadow is going to work. I'm going to keep the egg here like this. Okay, I hope this doesn't fall. Okay, so where the shine is here. Can you see on the top, on the bottom left portion? This is where the shine is. Okay, and this is where the shadow is. Okay, let me just show you an outline of how it is. You take an HB pencil. Okay, I'll just shade the shadow in cross-hatching manner. Okay, so that you can see where the shadow is falling. Okay, so till here is where the shadow is, and okay, can you see how the shadow is falling for the egg? So shadow is falling in this direction. Okay, so if this looks like a 2D object, why it looks like a 2D object? Because I haven't shaded the inside portion. Okay, once I shade the inside portion, give the shadows and give the highlights here, it's going to look like a 3D egg. Can you see this figure? It looks like a 3D object, right? Can you see? Okay, so this is how we are going to do still life objects. Okay, to do more complex objects, see suppose like a bulb or something like that, to see how the shadow falls. Okay, can you see? The shadow is going to be somewhat in the shape of the bulb itself, but it's going to be enlarged because the light is falling on it. So where the shine is maximum, the shine is here because the light is falling here. So you can try the same experiment with different drawings. Okay, it's actually not an experiment. We were in a dark room, we won't be able to see ourselves, right? But the moment light comes, okay, so we are able to see ourselves because light falls on us. Okay, so you can try with different objects how shadow and light works. Okay, so let me tell you, I told you right in the end I will tell you what all are the names of different shadows. So let me just screen share it for you. Okay, so can you draw me and my shadow? Yes, you can draw yourself and your shadow, but it depends on where you stay. If you're looking at a photo and drawing, it will be easier for you. If you're doing it live, it will be difficult. Okay, it depends on where the sun is as well, because in the beginning I told you one thing, right? When shadow comes, so if you're taking an object, okay, and if you're putting the light on the top, shadow won't be there. So whenever sun is on top of us, you won't be able to see a shadow. Haven't you walked sometimes in the outside and felt someday I'm not seeing the shadow, someday I'm seeing the shadow? It is because of that. When the sun is right above you, you will be able to see the, you won't be able to see the shadow. But when the sun is on the left or the right, okay, somewhere, you will be able to see your shadow. Okay, can you see the shadow moving? So this is how you will be seeing your shadow as well. Okay, yeah. So if light is falling, the shadow will be exactly opposite side of it. Okay, so you can practice some drawings, okay, and try this out. Okay, your drawing the where the light is falling and where the shadow is falling. Okay, okay, so I will actually show you what all are the names. Okay, let me just put it up in the screen. After I show, let me just show and let me just explain it to you. So if you see here, okay, I have kept an apple here. Okay, so you can see the apple, right? And on the shine, where, can you see my cursor where I have, where I'm circling? So this is where the shine is. Okay, this shining portion is called a highlight. Okay, so this is where the light is coming from. This is the light source, and when the light source falls an object, okay, you can see a highlight. Okay, so remember this word highlight. Okay, and second word that you have to remember is the shadow. Can you see shadow? The name of this shadow is called a cast shadow. Okay, because the shadow is being casted on the ground, so this is called a cast shadow. Okay, this will be falling directly below the object. Okay, this is called a cast shadow. And there is one more shadow, okay, that is called a core shadow. That is this shadow. Can you see the dark portion? And core shadow is going to be the most darkest portion of an object. Okay, it will be exactly opposite to where the light is falling. So if light is falling on the left, right side will be a core shadow. Okay, and one more name you have to remember, that is reflected light. Okay, so when light is falling, you find the highlight and you will see the cast shadow, and this cast shadow will reflect the light back on the object. That is why I told while drawing you have to leave a little portion light, right? So that little portion which is light is called a reflected light. Okay, so we have to remember four names. What are the four objects? Four names. Can you put it up in the chat? Highlight, core shadow, cast shadow, and reflected light. Okay, so hope all of you have learned this today's session of still life. Okay, so before we close, let's have a small activity also. I'll just screen share the. Okay, so do you have any doubts or any clarification regarding what we learned today? You can put it up in the chat and I will answer to you. Okay, any doubts, any clarification regarding what we learned today? Okay, that is still life and how shadow is falling. You can put it up in the chat. Yeah, so I have a question, that is how to make a circle into sphere. Okay, so I have started by drawing this. If you see my screen, this was first a circle, right? Any circle, okay, if you add all these four names which I told you, that is the shadow, the cast shadow, the reflected shadow, and the highlight, it becomes a sphere. So let me just show it in a 2D form. Okay, suppose this is a circle. Okay, how to make this a sphere? Once you show what is inside. Okay, see, once you draw this thing, it looks like a sphere, right? Suppose this is a square. Okay, how do you make this square look like a cube? Okay, so you draw another square inside and you make it like a cube. How do you make a cuboid? You draw a rectangle, okay, and you draw another rectangle and it looks like a cuboid, right? So this is how you make a circle into sphere. Okay, any other questions you have? Let me see the chat if any. Okay, very good.
Sir,
What is your
can
name?
you show again how
Naman, right?
to
Okay, very
blend, sir?
blending. Okay, blending, what you have to do is, okay, first you start shading any circle. Suppose you're drawing a circle. Okay, start shading the circle. Okay, so when you shade the circle, you will feel, can you see the lines? Can you see the lines? So to avoid these lines and give it a smooth texture is why we blend. So we can take an an earbud or a blending step and we can blend it. Okay. 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 So this is how we blend using a blending stump, or you can use an eraser. Oh yeah, sorry, an earbuds. Okay, and you can blend it like this. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
The drawing of the eraser. Okay, you can. Okay, Arish, I was telling, for me the drawing of the eraser haven't come properly.
Sir, can you show it again?
Which one? This blending.
Sir, can you show it again?
Okay, just see carefully. So first you draw the circle. Let me just break it into steps and give it to you. First you draw the circle. Okay, after you draw the circle, you find where the shadow is falling and you draw the shadow. Okay, shade the shadow very dark. Okay, shade the shadow very dark. Okay, and then try to take an HB pencil, try to shade the inside of the circle. Okay, towards the edge it's going to be dark, and then you're going to blend this dark portion using a blending stump. This is a blending stump. If you don't have a blending stump, you can use an earbud. Okay, and then you can just blend it inside. Okay, and then how to give the highlight? You have to use a kneadable eraser or an eraser pen and give highlights. Okay, so these are the 4 steps of how to make a 3D still life. Okay, so let's have a small activity before we close. Okay, just a fun activity for you guys I have kept. Okay, let's see who tells the correct answer. Okay, let me just share the screen right now.
Hi everybody.
Thank you, sir.
I hope you guys really enjoyed the session. Our aim is to always get you something new so that we can teach you, you can learn and experiment. Art is mostly about learning the techniques and practicing it. Okay, we want you to understand. That's why in our school you would see the recorded sessions, plus you will also have the resources to download, and you can set up a meeting with your tutors at your convenience. Right? So go to kapiloschool.com and see all of those lessons.